Ituah, it's been 5 years that. When is it 5 years exactly?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
2 a.m. later on today.
Wow. I think we spoke immediately after that incident. I think I invited you here and you narrated your experience. Would you want to go over it again?
Well, if you ask me the question, I will answer, but it's still there. It's not quite gone.
It's not quite gone. Have you actually gotten over it all? Because the last time, it's amazing because you haven't even been in this studio since then, so you haven't been here for a year. And since then, do you think you've gotten over it somewhat?
Yeah, well, the truth is that when it happened, God gave me some kind of peace and understanding that I still do not quite fully fathom. And I'm still basically at that space. It's just that the pain has receded somewhat, but it's not, to be honest, quite gone. But there's that peace, there's that calmness, there's that understanding of the fullness and the power of God, that understanding of God being God, and that awareness that God does not do wickedly. He's a good God. He thinks through everything, and he does what he thinks is best at that time. And we all will die anyway, so it's just a question of time. So if he chooses to take one of us a bit earlier in terms of natural age, then that is his prerogative. We all must learn to live with that, bear it, and make the best out of it and keep going forward. And that has been my attitude, to make the best out of the circumstances in which I have found myself.
You were able to. I remember that day, either that day or the day after, you went on another assignment. I think you went to deliver a sermon somewhere. Would you like to take me through it just to refresh my memory?
Yeah, that day, I got the news of my wife's passing around 2 a.m.
Yes.
And I had promised a lady, Biola Okoya, who had also lost her son on the 12th. The son had died on the 12th, and she was a very strong member of my church, is a very strong member of our church, and I was her biggest comforter at that time. As a matter of fact, she wouldn't do anything until she saw me, and she said to me that I must please help her bury her son, and I said I would do so. They said they wanted 11 o'clock on a Sunday. I said that wouldn't be possible, that it had to be around 1 or 2 o'clock, because Sunday there was service and I needed to finish service about 12 or so. Although we're doing COVID, so it was an online service, but I needed to finish, and therefore I couldn't rush out of service into a funeral which was being held at Ebony. So I told her we'll do it at about 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. And we agreed that Saturday. Okay, the son died on Friday. I was with her Friday. I was with her Saturday, and or Friday night or Saturday or something. We agreed because they wanted it done quickly. He was a young fellow. He was 25 or so. So I gave them the appointment. I gave them the date. I drew up the program and everything. So I was prepared to go, planning for my Sunday service and then the funeral, when I got this news at 2 a.m. As a matter of fact, I'd already sort of drifted into sleep after prayer, and therefore there was no more sleep that day. But as I said, what God gave me was peace and understanding. And I didn't even have enough time to say, why me? How did this happen? I just looked up to God and said, so what do I do now? And I had the most intimate conversation with God in those 3 or 4 hours between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. that day. And I just asked him, what do I do? The first question was, how do I get my wife's body back to Lagos? Okay, so I called my driver and I asked him, can we go to Port Harcourt now? Can Madam's car take us to Port Harcourt? Because she took my car and she left her car behind for me. And his answer was, yes, we can go. Then I heard that voice say that if you drive 8 or 10 hours to Port Harcourt, pick up the body, drive another 8 or 10 hours back to Lagos, either 8 hours going or 8 hours coming, you will die with grief, and pain and tension. So please ask them if they can bring the body to you. Initially, I thought that wasn't nice. I should go and pick up my wife's body. But the thing said to me, ask them to bring this body to you and shorten your stress by at least 8 hours. So
you didn't want to take a flight in the morning?
There were no flights.
Oh.
It was COVID time.
Oh, okay, yes.
So there was only road transport. And you had to even get a special pass from the governor or somebody before you could travel. But we had passes because my wife had this pass that made her travel here and there because of the COVID. She was working for COVID.
Yeah.
She was building COVID tents in Port Harcourt. So that was the first thing. Then I said, okay, so what do I do with regards to service and regards to the funeral? And I heard, do them. That's your job. You must do both the normal Sunday.
The voice was loud and clear.
Very loud, very clear, very gentle, very soft. Do the service on Sunday. Do the funeral at 1 o'clock as you have promised. Keep your word. What has happened. You have to keep going, and you have to show maturity and leadership, and I will be with you. So that settled that. And then don't panic. Don't cause anybody panic. Don't cause anybody stress. Let everybody calm down. I said, what about my brother Aswe? What do I do? Should I call him? He says, don't call Aswe. If you call Aswe, he'll come to the house. He won't sleep. Sleep. He won't let you rest. Call him when you're on your way to church. Tell him to meet you in church. And then from there, you both can roll. And so on, because of course Aswe is the closest person to me.
Where was your sister then?
My sister Tolu. She was at home. She lives in Ikoyi.
I mean, she wasn't. Okay, did you call her then?
I didn't call her. That's Aswe's job.
Okay.
That's Aswe's job. You know, when I call Aswe, then Aswe can make all the other calls. I had only 2 calls to make. My brother and my mother-in-law. Those were my own responsibility. And then Ibidun's brother. So 3 calls. Ibidun's oldest brother, Diron, my brother, and Ibidun's mother. And I didn't want to call the mother. I wanted to go there. So I needed
yes, you can't.
I can't just call her on the phone and tell her something like that. So I had to do my best to keep most things quiet. So even her own brother, I didn't call him until I was on his way to the mother's house. Because if I called him, I know him, he will start to fret and panic all over the place. But I think, bad news has a way of spreading. So even by the time I called him, I think somebody had told him. So he was already on his way to the mother's house, and we met at the gate of the mother's estate. But the mother hadn't heard, which was well, okay or comforting. So I was able to tell the mother myself. And well, the rest is left to history.
Well, let's go. What do you miss most about her?
Everything. She was an extraordinary person. People look at her outward beauty. That's true, but the inner person was most significant. She was extremely generous, extremely caring, extremely kind, very, very humble. Very, very hardworking, very creative. I mean, she had her moments. Sometimes she'd go into a bit of a mood here and there, fear of the future.
Everybody has.
Sometimes she'd be a bit naughty and troublesome. But all in all, she was a fantastic person.